good afternoon, everyone. I'm Don Pritchard along with Paula Wilkerson, and we're live from City Hall in St. Genevieve for the annual St. Genevieve County Fair Parade here on AM 98 KSGM and St. Genevieve Community Access Television Channel 98. And Paula Wilkerson is with me, the Fair Parade chairperson, and tell me a little bit about what it took to put this together.
Oh, it always takes a little bit of time, but it usually seems like the last couple of days is always the most hectic because everybody calls at the last minute and says, "Can I still get in the fair?" But it all falls into place just naturally, and it works out well.
Okay, very good. We are going to be taking a break now, and when we come back, we'll continue our coverage live from City Hall in St. Genevieve of the 2009 St. Genevieve County Fair Parade on AM 98 KSGM. I don't like the sound. I'm going to turn the mic down just a little bit. Oh, I need the mic potted down. Come on.
What?
It's too hot. Okay, leave it like that. I don't know. I won't know. I won't be able to tell until I'm on the air. Stay by it in case I need you to take it up. I thought the level was a little hot, so I just turned it down a little bit. Where'd Alan go? Alan? I need to be able to see Alan. Where's Alan at? Oh, okay. I didn't see you. So, he may have to adjust the level. Huh?
You aren't going to get feedback with him
I can't.
feedback with that radio on, will you?
Hope not. If we do, he's going to kill it. I better not get feedback. If I get echo, you're going to have to kill it. And welcome back to our coverage of the 2009 St. Genevieve County Fair Parade here on AM 98 KSGM and B93.1 FM. I'm Don Pritchard along with Paula Wilkerson, who's the Fair Parade chairperson here in St. Genevieve County, and I think you've done this a few times now, haven't you?
Well, this is my second year, but I've helped my husband the last couple of years with the organizing, getting everything lined out. So yeah, I've had a little bit of experience.
And is it any easier from year to year, or does it just have the different kinds of headaches?
Each year has its own headaches that arise, and you just have to roll with the flow and figure out what to do with them.
I know we had a bit of a sprinkle come through just before we went on the air. Did that concern you at all?
I've been watching the sky all day, just watching to see what's moving in and what it's going to do. I'm glad to see it's overcast. It's made it a little bit cooler. I was concerned for some of the parade goers that riding on them floats with maybe a 94-degree sun beating down on them, but Mother Nature took care of us with the cloudy skies.
All right.
It'll hold off until after this evening.
Yeah, we certainly hope it does. You're listening to live coverage of the 2009 St. Genevieve County Fair Parade here on AM 98 KSGM. I don't know why you had to do that to me.
What? I thought it would work. I turned it on.
We're still real hot. I don't like the... I think we're still too hot.
Yeah, you can't turn it down anymore.
I know you did. Okay, check, chest, check, 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 check. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Test, test, test. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Check, check, check. 1, 2, 3, 4. Check, check, check. Okay. There's.
You ain't on the air yet.
Come run downstairs. Upstairs.
Exercise.
And welcome back to our live coverage here from the St. Genevieve County Fair Parade. I'm Don Pritchard along with Paula Wilkerson. And we're live from the front of City Hall here on 4th Street. And the crowd has started to show up a little bit. Hopefully they weren't frightened off by the brief rain sprinkle we had come through. And we'll see a good crowd.
I hope we have a good crowd. It's nice weather. Hope we have a good turnout for the parade. We'll always look forward to everybody sitting along the edge of the road getting that candy. Kids just love it. So come on out and join us.
Now, it's a fairly simple parade route, not too many curves and turns.
No, just coming off of Center Drive onto 4th Street there, whatever they call that intersection. And then coming through the stoplight, that gets a little bit frustrating for those that are waiting for the parade to get on through. But other than that, it's fairly simple, just following 4th Street on up the hill to the fairgrounds.
Exactly, and I know that you've got some prime locations along that route for people to watch. Where are the popular spots?
St. Gen Ford, there was quite a few people. Right here at City Hall, there's always a lot of people right here in front of our location. Along Rozier Street, there's a lot of people that sit in their front yards and a lot of kids there. So anywhere you go, it's a good location if you find a nice shade tree to get underneath.
And I know the residents at Riverview at the Park Care and Rehabilitation Center have their own vantage point, don't they?
Oh, yeah. Jeanette made sure they put a big tent up there on the corner of the parking lot so that they can wheel the residents out to good look at the parade as it comes into the fairgrounds.
You bet. We're talking with Paula Wilkerson, the Fair Parade chairperson here on AM 98 KSGM, and our coverage of the 2009 St. Genevieve County Fair Parade will continue in just a moment. Yep. Oh, yeah. Now, is the no parking zones new this year, or is that?
No, we do that every year.
I didn't notice it before.
We do that every year, but we go back after the parade's done and rip them all down.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, because the city told us we could put them up as long as we took them down.
Yeah. Because that's the problem. A lot of people leave their yard sale signs up forever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Until the wind blows them down.
Yeah. Until the rain washes them away.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, the city told us we could do that just as long as we came back through and took them all down. And then in the past, I know John Deere has brought their street sweepers that they had like demos or whatever out and they cleaned. But I think the city comes through now and does the
Right. See, up here I can't look at my radar screen.
I know. But last year you lied. You
Welcome back to our live coverage here on AM 98 KSGM of the 2009 edition of the St. Genevieve County Fair. Now, parade. Now, the parade wasn't always part of the fair. I know it's this is what, the 7th annual?
Yeah. Several years ago, my husband, Larry Wilkerson, and Mike Fleeg from Crown Equipment decided that it'd be kind of special to have a parade go along with us and show off some of the different local businesses come in, and so they started it then, and as years progressed, it's just gotten to be a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger, and hopefully this year it'll be just as equally big.
Now, how can one enter their vehicle or their, I don't know, a unit in the parade? What does it take?
There's a parade permit in the fair book that comes out, and you can pick up at the extension office. There's different businesses around the county that they're setting at where you can pick them up. You just fill that out and mail it in to me or give me a call because my phone number is listed with that. And just mail it in or give us a call and let us know that you're putting something in the parade.
How many entries do you have this year? Did you count them?
No.
No. More than last year, do you think?
Oh, I hope so.
Okay.
Yeah, I was hoping last year was going to be pretty big, but the rain really kind of spoiled it all there at the last minute. But we'll see. Every year's different.
Every year's different, yep. We're listening, that's Paula Wilkerson, by the way, and we're listening to live coverage, and you're listening to live coverage, too, here on AM 98 KSGM of the 2009 St. Genevieve County Fair Parade. We'll be back with more of our coverage in just a moment. We got a little time to talk about some of the events coming up, some of the other events. Do you have some that you're well versed in that you could talk about? I guess the Fair Queen crowning is coming up pretty shortly.
That's tonight, I think. Yeah. Well, pretty much after they get back from the parade, that's...
Right. Yeah, they moved that up a little bit, didn't they?
Well, they added the little kids to it this year that they didn't have before to try and get some more interest in it.
I know. It's always tough.
Well, they kind of figured if they start them a little bit younger, maybe they'll pursue it.
Hey, Sandy, you want to take over, Sandy? No?
I thought you might like to wear this. Wow. You want to wear it for your...
That's cool.
Is it good?
That's what Bob Roth has on his.
Well, this one's for you.
Oh, obviously.
I wanted to give it to you for your birthday.
What? Well, of course. Thank you. What?
30 out there.
Yeah.
I better know that before I get stuck. Yeah.
And welcome back to our live coverage from the 2009 St. Genevieve County Fair Parade here on AM 98 and B93.1 FM. Thought we might mention the lineup of events that are coming up today, and then we'll roll through the schedule as far as we can. We do want to mention that the couple of events opened at 5 o'clock, the 4-H and open exhibits in the youth building and the petting zoo in the small animal barn. The Fair Queen crowning will be going on the stage at 6 o'clock this evening, so it's just an hour and a half away. After the parade, pretty much, they get the girls lined out for the final go on the stage. We'll find out who the new Fair Queen will be. There's a horse arena tonight, and then the horse show, and another new event, the keg toss, is coming up this evening. That ought to be something to see. There's a beer garden and dance with free admission, music by Gene Operly, and then, of course, the truck pull in the arena at 7 o'clock as well. So a lot of activities, and I know that with Paula Wilkerson here from the chairman of the parade, do you get a chance to kind of get an idea what's going on in the other divisions?
Oh, sure, you could roam around all night long. Now, the keg toss is something new because Jeremy Nager's putting that on, and Jeremy's with Custom Differentials and out there in Bloomsdale, and he does that every time, pretty much that he has any kind of an event out there at his facility, and it's quite interesting. Let's just put it that way. It's very interesting to watch that occur.
And how much do those kegs weigh?
60 or 70 something pounds.
And they're empties.
Oh yeah, they're empty. Oh, definitely empty. Yes.
And they're still weigh 60, 70 pounds.
Oh yeah, that's some very heavy aluminum in those kegs. And they have like a bar, and they move it up as everybody happens. You know, they start out, say, at 6 feet or 7 feet, whatever it is, and if everybody manages to throw it over that, then they move it up, and elimination continues.
That's the keg toss, and that's coming up this evening. That'll be in the Demo Derby Arena?
Right.
Okay, in the Demo Derby Arena at the St. Genevieve County Fair. You're listening to live coverage of the 2009 St. Genevieve County Fair Parade here on AM 98 KSGM. We'll be back with more in just a moment. Okay. My sweat's starting to get in my eyes. Very annoying. We're down to here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 more breaks after this one. And by that time, hopefully, we'll have killed enough time the parade will be in here.
Hopefully. I guess Albert told you we made him Grand Marshal this year.
What was that?
Albert told you that we made him Grand Marshal this year?
He said something about that. We're going to have to make sure we stand out and run out there and grab him. He comes to.
I have a whole list of stuff to rattle off. I said, write me down something.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Say something. You know what to say.
And welcome back to our live coverage on AM 98 KSGM and Channel 98 on the St. Genevieve cable system. We're live here in front of City Hall, just a little bit to the south of the 4th and Market intersection, where just about everybody passes by who lives in St. Genevieve at least once a day, right?
You would hope so, yeah. At some point in time, they have to pass through here.
Exactly. Paula Wilkerson is the other voice here on the other side of your radio. We're talking about the St. Genevieve County Fair Parade today. The parade actually gets underway at Route M and Progress Parkway, and they start lining up from the community center end and just drive in and then wait.
Right. Yeah, we have them pull in that way, and the Fair Queens usually park right there at the community center and decorate the cars and get that all ready, and then they come on in further in and get in line behind whoever is ever there. I've told them just wherever the end of the line is, that's your spot.
And the lead vehicle, I understand, is going to be at least occupied, probably not driven by, but occupied by Al Fultz, isn't he? The parade chairperson, or not the chairperson, you're the Grand Marshal. That's the word I was looking for.
Grand Marshal is Albert Fultz, our presiding county commissioner, president of the county fair board, Albert Fultz, our fearless leader.
That's right. How much arm twisting did you have to do to get him to be that Grand Marshal?
Not too much. We kind of talked amongst ourselves, a few of us, and decided that he's done a lot over the years, and he deserves some recognition for all his dedication. So We didn't have to twist his arm too much. I just asked him if he would. He couldn't say no.
Yeah, and I know what he said, too. He said, Paula, I'll do it if you do the broadcast with Don.
Well, he knew that's how it would work, because that's how it had worked last year since he wasn't here.
That's right. Okay. Paula Wilkerson, my guest, as we get ready for the start of the 2009 St. Genevieve County Fair Parade here on AM 98 KSGM and on TV 98, Channel 98 on the St. Genevieve cable system. The parade will actually get underway in about a couple of minutes at 4:30 at the intersection of Progress and Route M. It will move north on Route M, cross Highway 61 and kind of hold up traffic for a while, and then come up Rozier and then make a right turn onto 4th Street. And that's the last turn, because once you're on 4th Street, the parade follows that 4th Street route all the way up past the water tower, all the way up to the location there on White Sands Road. And anything new up there at the fairgrounds this year?
We got somebody that's demonstrating some hot tubs and a pool from Weidman Pools. We've got the St. John County Emergency Operating trailer that they take to different scenes for emergencies. And just lots of cows and lots of pigs.
All righty. Again, Paula Wilkerson, the Fair Parade chairperson, here with me in front of City Hall. If you're coming by, just stop and wave and maybe bring us a fan. Now that the rain has stopped, you know what happens. It turns very steamy, and that's what we have right now here at this location in front of City Hall in St. Genevieve. You're listening to live coverage of the 2009 St. Genevieve County Fair Parade here on AM 98 KSGM, and we'll be back with more in just a moment. Next to the last break. Well, it'd be worse if the sun was out.
Yes, it would be very much worse. I don't know where that breeze disappeared to we had earlier. That was wonderful.
Did he say something? Good. I didn't hear him. I heard some noise, that's all. Just noise.
You're still live on 98. Folks are still talking.
Can't hear you. You know I can't hear you. Welcome back to our live coverage of the 2009 St. Genevieve County Fair Parade here on AM 98 KSGM and on Channel 98 on the St. Genevieve Community Access Television System. And we're just enjoying a rather steamy afternoon. A bit of a sprinkle come through a little before, 4 o'clock, I guess, came through, and then pretty much dissipated, and now it's just steamy out now. Just very, very steamy. And I see some blue sky up there, and I think a mosquito's decided to feast on my neck here. Can't have that. Yep. Them skeeters. Okay, Paula Wilkerson is with me out here in front of City Hall. And we're talking about the fair and the parade, of course, because she is the chairperson. If anything goes right, it's her glory, and if anything goes wrong, somebody else did something, right?
It doesn't matter. I still get blamed for it either way it goes, probably.
All righty. Well, let's see. The parade should be underway. It should have started about a minute ago if they're on time, right?
Hopefully. Yeah, they're pretty precise about what time they pull out over there. The police want to get it through and get it moving as quick as they can, get through them intersections. So hopefully we're en route.
Yep. And it will take probably about 10 minutes to get to this point, do you think?
Yeah, it's about that long. By the time they come out of Progress Parkway and follow that, it's a good 10 minutes before they get here. Yeah.
Now, generally, what do you tell the drivers as far as speed and space between them and the vehicle ahead?
Oh, just keep it safe. Keep a safe distance. Don't be gawking. Don't be talking on your cell phone, and not pay attention if it does happen to come to a slow up or a stop and rear end somebody. We sure don't want that.
Oh, no, I don't want any of that. And I know that the youngsters are eagerly anticipating the tossing of candy.
Oh, yeah. I had somebody ask me the other day, is it okay if we throw candy? I said, most definitely throw candy, because that's what all these kids are out here waiting for.
Well, we just got the word that they're en route right now, so they're underway. I don't know if they started 2 minutes ago like they should have, or just started, but nonetheless, they're underway.
That's great. We'll just have to stay here and wait for them, won't we?
That's right. And Paula will be so good as to describe each entry as they come by, because you probably recognize a lot of the folks, won't you?
If I don't recognize them, I have a list coming to me. It explains some of the other ones, but it's pretty self-explanatory. If it's different company trucks or tractors of that sort, different schools with their pickup floats and things like that. So it's pretty much self-explanatory.
So you've got youth groups. You've got, I imagine the county schools are sending representatives. You have obviously the companies, as you mentioned, the commercial entries. What other kind of entries?
Oh, we got a couple of guys with their demo derby cars on trailers. They're driving, hauling them through. We've got the hospital with their group, and then we have Riverview with some of their van, and then there's a group of girls from Riverview who made up float, and St. Joseph's from Zell. They've got a float, I know. Tractors, plenty of tractors. Lots of business trucks from the area like to put their vehicles into parade and advertise.
Sure. Show their support for the fair.
And that too. Yep.
Okay, we're talking with Paula Wilkerson. We're out in front of City Hall. There's plenty of time. I'd say at least 5-8 minutes before the parade will get by this location. Even longer till it gets past Valley School and up the hill, Maxwell Hill, to the fairgrounds themselves. So if you haven't come out to the parade route, come on out. We've been talking about it being steamy out here, but it's tolerable, I guess you'd say. But the air conditioning will feel very, very nice when we get in it, Paula.
Yes, and a nice shower tonight will feel great.
Exactly. Paula Wilkerson, the Fair Parade Chairperson. I'm Don Pritchard here on AM 98 KSGM. Our coverage of the 2009 St. Genevieve County Fair Parade will continue in just a moment. What? What? Yeah, it'll be nice when the parade actually starts, and we're off the camera. We can sit down and.
Oh, that's great.
We'll be off the camera until it's over. Of course, Jimbo has his headphones on so he can hear me. But I can't hear him. And that camera, when that camera turns on, Jim, you're on camera. On 7. And when that other camera turns on, we're on that too. One more 30-second spot, and we're all done with our commercials. That timed out pretty well. Yeah. Yeah. Comes on at 4:30 and 5 and 5:30. Welcome back to our live coverage from the 2009 St. Genevieve County Fair Parade here on AM 98, KSGM, and St. Genevieve Community Access Television Channel 98. And we have Paula Wilkerson here, and we're talking about the 2009 fair and, of course, the parade, as she is the parade chairperson. And we have already mentioned a number of things about the parade itself, so we'll just wait till it arrives and we'll talk more about that then. Right now, though, I want to talk about some of the things that are going on out at the fairgrounds right now. And right now, the 4-H and Open exhibits and the youth building are there, and you get to see what the kids have been working on for a while.
Well, if you went up to the VFW hall last night for your chicken dinner, you got to see some of it on display, and it's very interesting to see what those kids have done. It's a good shout out to who's ever their leaders. Thank you very much for helping them out.
Okay, very good. And also we have coming up today, underway, the petting zoo. And the small animal barn is the location for the petting zoo. That'll continue until 7 o'clock this evening. The Fair Queen crowning will take place at 6 o'clock on the main stage. And at 6:30 in the Horse Show Arena, there will be the annual horse show, of course. Also coming up this evening, this will be at 6:30, the keg toss. The keg toss will be underway in the arena this evening, and that'll be at 6:30 this evening. So a lot of activity still to come this evening. Of course, we haven't even turned the page and talked about what's coming up at 7 o'clock. The beer garden and dance with free admission, music by Gene Operly. The truck pull in the arena, that'll be at 7 o'clock in the evening. And that'll be pretty much wrapping up the activities for tonight at the St. Genevieve County Fair. Now, tomorrow there's a full slate of activities, and you've got those schedules all over, haven't you?
Oh, yeah. And hopefully, I know everybody's anticipating the demo derby tomorrow night because we got rained out last year. And I know something over in Illinois last weekend got tractor pull over in Illinois got rained out, so with the rain over the 4th of July weekend. So there's a lot of, hopefully it brings in a lot of people to our area since it's got rained out last week, and last year's demo derby got rained out. And while I got it, I want to give a shout out to Alex Fleeg, who helped me a lot this year on the organizing the parade. She's been a lot of help to me, and her gang of friends that helped her too. Big thank you to them.
You bet, you bet. It always helps to have help.
The more the better.
Yeah, exactly. The more the better. It helps spread the weight around a little bit. You know, it's not so heavy on any one particular person. One of the events that I really enjoy watching is the youth auction, when they auction off the swine and the cattle that the young 4-H members have been raising for a year, and they get to see the results of their labor.
They get to see the results, but then they have to turn them loose and know that they're probably going to be slaughtered, and that's a tearjerker for a lot of those kids because that's been their pet for a whole year. That's their baby, and
yeah.
But it's all part of growing up.
You know, they go into that project knowing that ahead of time, but it's still difficult.
It's still hard. It's still hard because you've put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into grooming that animal and making sure that it's a nice, hefty weight. It's just like a pet.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, exactly. And I can imagine, but I still am really thrilled when I see those little girls tugging on those cattle that outweigh them probably 100 to 1.
Oh, yeah. But those cattle mind them, too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Sure do.
We had a calf one time that you couldn't get in the barn lot unless you petted her on her forehead. She would not leave you alone until you petted her, and after that, she was fine. So I understand where those kids come from.
And it's nice to see the award presentations. That's also coming up, I imagine, tomorrow, if it's as it usually is, in the evening, just before the youth auction.
Right, yeah, their presentations. So they know what they're getting.
Exactly. Again, you're listening to live coverage of the 2009 St. Genevieve County Fair Parade here on AM 98 KSGM and also on Channel 98, St. Genevieve Community Access Television. And we're awaiting the arrival of the parade. It began at 4:30 this afternoon, and it's now just about, I'd say about, if the clock in front of City Hall is accurate, it's 18 minutes before 5 p.m. So we should be hearing and seeing the parade very shortly, shouldn't we, Paula?
They should be. They should be coming down the hill any time now.
Well, unless you want to walk out in the street with me.
No.
Okay, we'll stay.
They're still zipping by here. Here comes the policeman making a U.
Yeah, it looks like, they're blocking off 4th and Market, so I guess we can safely come out and not trip over my wires here and see what we've got coming down the road here. And tell you folks that the parade is, I still don't see it, Paula. It's still out there quite a ways. It's not visible yet, we'll put it that way. So you still have time, folks. Come on down to City Hall in St. Genevieve and take the risk of being on TV as well as the radio. But we're certainly invite you to come out and enjoy the 2009 edition of the St. Genevieve County Fair Parade. Paula Wilkerson has been working very hard to put this thing together for, I imagine, quite a while.
Oh, maybe the last 2 months it's been a little more, because it's before that coming up with the theme for the parade was kind of a tough one this year. It's kind of hard to decide on that. But
and what was the theme? I think I saw it once.
Follow me to the fair.
Follow me to the fair. That's perfect. And everybody can follow the parade to the fair.
Follow Albert Fultz to the fair.
And, of course, he's the Grand Marshal, and he's a man who has worked on this fair for many, many years. How long has he been not only a member of the fair board, but the president?
I'm not sure on the president. I know he told me he started coming around here in 1979 when he had his own pulled Herefords showing. After that, he just got a little more involved and eventually got voted in as president after Marion Kurtz and all them kind of had their fill of it. Or, well, not their fill of it, but
we're ready to retire.
It was time for new blood.
Yeah, and, you do something over and over again for many years, and it starts to get to be routine, and you need to do something different and let somebody new.
Well, anytime you get anybody new, and then you get new ideas and new thoughts and new workers, and that always helps a lot, because after a while, everybody gets tired of doing the same jobs over and over again. That's with any organization.
I hear a little bit of a siren in the background, and I imagine it's probably coming down the hill. Let me walk out here in the street again and check out the view. Yes, indeed, the parade is about ready to start, folks, so hurry up. Come on down to the intersection of 4th and Market, City Hall. We see some vehicles way up at the top of the hill, so they've got a ways to go. Also, you could find a vantage point over by Crossham Valley School, crossing the church there. There's probably some shade, though we have some cloudy skies, so you don't really need the shade as much as you might ordinarily think as we await the arrival of the 2009 St. Genevieve County Fair Parade with its Grand Marshal, Albert Fultz. And he's done a lot not only for the fair but also for the county as a whole, so he's well deserving of the Grand Marshal title this year.
Exactly. Very well deserving. He's gotten the county a lot of grant money for fixing the roads, improving our roads, some grant money for the fire departments so they could purchase some more equipment, and other grant money for repairing bridges and just different needs that the county has been in desperate need of for a long time.
Exactly. And, these are tough economic times, and that grant money really comes in handy. It helps to, cushion the shock of some of the economic downturn that we may have.
Well, and it doesn't burden the taxpayer as much as we're all being burdened these days. It helps that there's free money out there that the government's given back to the taxpayers and not to somewhere else.
Yeah, not to somewhere else. I like the way you put that, Paula. Yeah, we're well deserving of getting a little bit of funding every now and then. I don't know, folks, if you can hear that in the background, but we hear the horn of an oncoming fire truck, probably going to be leading our parade this year. And we're going to walk out again into the street and see just what we see down the road. It looks like it's coming this way, and yes, indeed, the 2009 St. Genevieve County Fair Parade is rapidly approaching the railroad tracks and will soon be in front of City Hall here in St. Genevieve. We've got a fairly decent crowd here. We've got maybe 30, 40 people up here on both sides of the street from Seraphin on up, from the bridge on up, and it looks like they're going to be out here enjoying. I see lots of youngsters have brought their plastic bags, and I see a pink basket over there, so they are ready for the candy to start flying, Paula.
Yes, they are. I hope they arrive soon. These kids look like they're just starving for something.
Oh yeah, they need that energy because the heat really takes it out of you. I don't know about the young people, but I know the older folks, you feel it after a day of this.
Oh, it's the only thing you can do is drink lots of water. That's the only thing that really helps you out. Candy a little bit, but chocolate, yeah, but if you can get it in your mouth before it melts.
That's right. Yeah. Oh, and I've just got another sprinkle, so it looks like we might get a little precipitation. It doesn't look like the sky is very cloudy, so I don't think we've got any serious rain headed this way. You might just get a sprinkle or two out of what's overhead. The lead vehicle in the 2009 St. Genevieve County Fair Parade appears to be a sheriff's unit, and I can't read the license plate, but it looks like it's probably Sheriff Stolzer in there. Would you say that's Sheriff Stolzer in there on the other side?
I believe it is. I don't have a real clear look. No.
Yeah. They need to get a convertible police car. Then we could really tell who it is.
I think that's the city.
Yeah, that's the city. That was Eric Bennett there, Police Chief Eric Bennett. There's the VFW Post 2210 with their color guard, the flags of the VFW Post, the Star Spangled Banner, and the POWMIA flag. And there's the fire rescue truck pegging all our meters here on AM 98 KSGM with the fire rescue truck from the St. Genevieve Fire Department. And there's Albert Fultz. Hang on a second. I'm going to run over here. I mean, I can't imagine not talking to Albert Fultz on one of these broadcasts.
How we doing, Don?
Hey, we're doing good.
Hey. Oh, yeah. You did good on the weather.
I'm trying. Take care. There's Albert Fultz, the Grand Marshal of the St. Genevieve County Fair Parade this year. Here, I had to get Al on the air for a little bit.
Oh, yeah. He's missed being on the air for a couple of years.
And here we come with another police unit. We have the sheriff unit there. And it looks like Jason Schott and Gary Stolzer in that vehicle. And another deputy coming by.
And here comes the Perryville Dare car with Garrett Schott driving it. Our first entry into the parade this year is a 38 Ford Coupe. It belonged to Donnie Klein. Belongs to Donnie Klein. It was one of the first cars that he raced and won anything with. And our next parade entrance is St. John County Hospital. #1 in patient satisfaction, driven by Gene Oddie. Plenty of hospital employees. 2 Ford tractors in line here. A 1953 and a 1957 Ford tractor. Braun Brothers farm equipment, or farm, Braun Brothers. Then we have Davis Farm Supply coming up. And a Kabuto RTV 1140 2-seater. That's the kind to have if you got any kind of family. Kabuto Kawasaki Tray 750 and a Kabuto tractor. Here we have a Super H driven by Daniel Grind. And here's Fleeg's farm equipment from out on 32 with a big array of some of their equipment that they sell and service.
I'm hearing a little music. I'm going to go up, and I think the German band's coming up. Let's listen to a little music here. St. Genevieve German Band entertaining on this 2009 edition of the St. Genevieve County Fair Parade. Here comes the Zell Fire Department as I walk back to Paula Wilkerson, who is some John Deere equipment.
John Deere, go green.
You know, I was going to mention this earlier, but it seems to me that at one time you could pretty much tell what brand tractor was involved by its color.
Oh yeah, each kind of tractor has their specific color. The John Deere green and the Farmall red and the International Harvester, the international ones that used to be orange, I believe.
And of course the Fords were blue, then they became New Hollands, isn't that right?
Yeah, they became the New Hollands, but the Fords that were in the first part of the parade were gray and red originally.
And here we got another Farmall coming behind the John Deeres.
And this guy here is Don Shrimp. He's driving a 1940 Farmall. He said he was born in 1940. And for 69 years old, this tractor looks much better than he does, he says. I'd have to disagree. Here we have one of our Queen candidates. Katie for Junior Queen. Katie Stacy. She won for Junior Fair Queen back in 2008.
I think we got a big green barn coming down the road.
This is the
I will guess a Wizard of Oz theme.
yeah, it looks that way, don't it? Next we have Tom Bloom with his demo derby car. Tomorrow night it's set for demo destruction.
He's got John Deere colors. Is that just because he had leftover paint?
Might be.
And the demo derby car says all for fun.
That's it. That's Tom. It's all for fun with Tom. Weingarten's got their pumper tanker in the parade this year. And next we have JW Buildings. Mike Friedman and his gazebo, who always puts it in the parade each year. Mike's another one of our local businesses that everybody usually deals with sometime or another. Here we have Riverview at the Park. And a lot of these ladies are CNAs and nurses out there who take care of all your residents. And if you got a real quick look, you can see Quincy, our dog that roams the halls out there. Next, we have Betty Stretch driving the van. Betty takes a lot of these seniors to doctor's appointments and the hospital for different appointments. She's the head of the social services out there, and she does a great job with our seniors. Here we have Fisher's Kitty Rides. Fisher's is going to be up there at the fair this year with a one of those jump things. I can't think what you call them.
Bungee?
No, it's when they get inside, it can bounce around thing.
Bounce house?
Yeah, bounce house.
Couple of more John Deeres.
More old John Deeres. Anything you put paint on is going to make it look good. from this distance.
We'll find out the men from the boys on Maxwell Hill.
Right. At least it won't be like it was a few years ago when we had that old steam tractor that was trying to putt up that hill. Yeah, we got Nagger boys and the Schweiger boys. Here we have Brian and Connie Nagger. They're a big help out there at the fair every year. Marzuko Electric's got their big boom truck for working on your satellite, working on your outside electrical problems.
Well, it always seems that when you've got a problem, it's always in the most inaccessible place possible.
Well, of course, that's Murphy's Law. We got a Massey Ferguson and a McCormick coming up here. John Kettinger. This looks like Dean Bowman here, driving an old Alice Chalmers. Here we got a youngster on a Massey Ferguson. He's doing a great job. Plow looks a little clean though. Don't look like he's been farming anything. J98 the boot. They're in our parade this year. Here we got a couple more Farmall tractors. A lot of tractors this year. In the past, we've had a lot of horses. Now, I guess they've moved to tractors. They move quicker.
Well, I remember used to see Gary Stolzer on a horse.
Yeah, but a couple of years ago, we required all the horse people to have somebody follow behind to pick up what the horses left behind, and that kind of eliminated the horses.
Another Fair Queen candidate.
Kelsey, she's a 2009 Queen candidate. Good luck to you, Kelsey. Here we have about a 1977 or 78 Ford pickup truck with flooring systems.
Think he's headed for the pole?
Yeah. Here we have Bridget Shrimp, our retiring queen. Cassandra, junior division. Here we have a couple little ones driving a gator. That would be Jeremy Nagger's daughter. And here's Jeremy Nagger with his rock crawler that he takes around the country and demonstrates. He fabricated and built that all by himself. He's a genius when it comes to that stuff. Don't ask me how, but he's a genius when it comes to that. Four-wheel drive Jeep. This is Megan, running for 2009 in a nice blue Mustang. This time match is going to be one of the schools. I'm not for sure, but... Oh, these are the petite queen candidates. They're all the little ones. They're all riding in one float together.
Don't forget, folks, the Queen crowning ceremony begins at 6 o'clock on the main stage at the St. Genevieve County Fairgrounds.
And here we have St. Joseph's School in Zell with their little tractors on there. That's a great looking float. We have Rob Grizzly, everybody calls him, with Bloomsdale Towing. And I believe that's going to be it. Because usually my husband's the last of the parade.
And there he goes.
And there he goes.
Okay, well, we thank you, Paula, so much for being our guest and for doing such a great job in describing the entries in the 2009 St. Genevieve County Fair Parade. You know, it just you got to tell people who's on some of those vehicles if they can't see
Well,
them.
most of them went by here pretty fast. I couldn't really tell you who they were.
But we appreciate the coverage and our support of all our sponsors for our coverage of the 2009 St. Genevieve County Fair here in St. Genevieve County. We'd encourage you to take part in all the activities that are coming up this evening as well as tomorrow with the Demolition Derby tomorrow night, the horse show and truck pull tonight, and and the Grease Pig. Got to mention the Grease Pig coming up Sunday evening. So lots of activities. Pick up a fair book and a schedule. You'll find them at several locations around the area, and check it out also at our website at suntimesnews.com. We published that back in the middle of June. You can look in our archives and find that. My thanks to both of our engineers. We had C.J. Layton in St. Genevieve, Bob Scott in Perryville, running the controls for this broadcast. And, of course, I'd like to thank our cameraman. Actually, we had two of them. We had Alan Lutman and Jim Macklin running the camera as well here for Channel 98 TV. So we'd like to thank you all for listening, and hope you can be able to make it out to the fair this year. This is Don Pritchard for Paula Wilkerson out here in front of City Hall. The St. Genevieve County 2009 Fair Parade is in the books, and the fair parade, the fair is underway. I'm Don Pritchard. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next year.